Hey everyone, and today we're doing a Let's Talk on 4 little things that I want to touch on. I've tried doing a Let's Talk before, but I've just talked too much. I hate talking, so I'm going to try and be brief about everything, and I'm going to get into probably why the reason you're here is the Marvel Mafex Ironman comic version. But the question for all of these things that I show you today are, do these get you excited? Are you excited? I definitely am excited for a lot of these things, but it's very painful. These prices are getting out of reach for me. They're just not, I can't justify it anymore. So let's talk about Ironman. And the price comes in on Big Bad Toy Store at a whopping $144.99 with a $14.50 non-refundable down payment required. And this is a crazy amount of money. I know it's an Iron Man figure. Maybe it'll have some die-cast metal. It probably won't, but if it did, maybe that has something to do with the price. And I thought that this was just Big Bad Toy Store honing in on how well their Mafex things are selling. So I went over to AmiAmi, which usually has better, more accurate Japanese yen prices, and no, it is still 12,600 yen, meaning it is approximately $114, which is cheaper, but it's still over $110. $110. Let's see if $110 is worth all the plastic or all the plastic you don't get. And so the first thing I want to say is that this figure is striking. It's beautiful, it's classic, it's just fun. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I love the reds and the yellows and everything about it. The proportions also look pretty good. It looks like Mafex kind of has this comic book proportion thing down. Especially in their thighs, it kind of looks similar to maybe their Wolverine, their Spider-Man, their Superman. They have it down. They got it down to a science now, and all they got to do is put out great figures. And a lot of people like Mafex. A lot of people are Team Mafex over anything else. And so I could see why, just because this looks like the character jumped off the comic book panel and into your hand. Yeah, so these poses and stuff are nice. It's good to see the figure all around. The paint looks shiny but not gold, which is obvious. We're expecting that. I'm not so sure about shading. On the back piece here, it looks like there's some shading in its back muscles, because comic book, you can see his muscles through the armor, but I'm not so sure if that's part of the image, if it's photoshopped, or if it's actually on the figure itself. We get a look at the different types of helmets he comes with. He comes with the classic no-nose and the classic nose. The poses look pretty good. He looks pretty posable. He should be. He's $125. And then here we get to see a little bit of his accessories. We get to see these little wheels, these little roller skates on the bottom of his feet from the comics. We get to see his blast effect. We get to see these hovering effects and some hands. We get to see this flight pose, which it's a nice pose. You can start seeing his little eye in the helmet, so pretty accurate. And then this is the grand finale, right? This image right here with the giant gun. And it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, and it looks like it comes with a separate stand for you to hold it up. It looks really fun, right? But I hate to say that that's it. It looks great, it's fun, it's huge, it's bombastic, but it's the only kind of giant weapon that he comes with. He also comes with this Tony Stark head sculpt, and this head sculpt looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. This is crazy how it looks like that comic book art comes to life, especially in the hair and the blue detailing with the black and the mustache. It's just Tony Stark, Here we get an image of the helmet, and it looks like you can have a helmet with his eyes showing and just with the classic black lines. I'm not sure if these are two different heads or if you can just replace the actual faceplate inside the helmet. Unsure. And then we get this image, which is all of his accessories. And I'll be honest with you, this sucks. This is not good. So it does look like he comes with the 2 Iron Man faceplates, so I guess you can change the eyes to black or have the eyes, so you can see that there. He comes with his hovering effects and his blast effects, which aren't the same color, which I don't really have a problem with, but maybe some people do. He comes with 2 separate feet with the roller skates, and he comes with a giant, fun, hilarious gun. And if this giant gun is the reason it is $30 more expensive than it should be, then I hate this thing. because this is it. That's so upsetting. That's all of his accessories. Now, obviously, he comes with separate hands, but accessories being things added to the character to make the character better and more like how they really are. This is it. This is not good, guys. So the box contents on Big Bad Toy Store says he comes with the Ironman figure, the unhelmeted head, which we saw, 2 alternate helmet faces, 4 blast effects, a pair of jet skates, a proton cannon, and a figure stand, and various hands, I'm guessing. $144 on Big Bad Toy Store for this, or $114 plus $20 shipping on AmiAmi. I don't think I can get this. I really don't. I can't justify this, unfortunately. I think it looks great and it looks fun, but like, I don't have that kind of money for an action figure. Like, sure, like when it was 80 bucks, that was pushing it. That was like, geez. So 144, almost double? No. This is gonna be a no for me. So if you want this figure, please let me know that you're gonna get it. Tell me if you're okay with it. Tell me if Iron Man's your favorite character and you need this. I'm sure if it was a $144 Superman figure, I'd be on it 100%. But Iron Man is a character I like, but not a character I love, and I'm happy with my Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Edition. So that's that. Let's move on. And I briefly wanted to talk about these Nendoroid, Joker, and Michael Keaton Batman Nendoroids, because they came out of nowhere. I guess licensing for these figures went up because it's such a random time to make them. Or is it? Because as we know, the Flash movie is going to have Michael Keaton reprising his role as the Batman. Nicholson, I don't think he's coming back, but I think they just have the rights to do 1989 Batman stuff, which is really cool. And I have to admit that these are really cool. So starting with the Batman, and he's kind of boring. Like, he's not the star of the show at all by any means. Like, he looks cute. I love the classic black and yellow and the Michael Keaton beautiful eyes, but he doesn't come with that many accessories. His cape looks really nice, I guess. His articulation is pretty standard, and the sculpt of the belt and everything is pretty cool, but the iconicness is in that little bat symbol on his chest. You know, he comes with the grapple hook and the batarang. He comes with this this cape that's extended for that classic Michael Keaton dropping down pose. So the figure looks great, don't get me wrong, it's just not as good as its counterpart. Now, it does come with the Batmobile, which does make it pretty expensive. The Batman is $80 on Good Small Company, and the Joker is $64, so you can see the price difference there. And the Batmobile does look good. It looks kind of silly with him driving it. I don't like that very much, but it does look great with him standing next to it. So it's going to be a great display piece. And it's the Batmobile, and it's the iconic Batmobile, and it's Michael Keaton's Batman in Nendoroid form. I'm sorry, I have to support it. Yes, it's expensive, but I do like Nendoroids. I think their quality is really great. The reason you have to get this Batman, though, really, is because the star of the show is the Joker. This figure looks like super fun. Jack Nicholson's Joker just is a really fun character and one of my favorite Joker interpretations. And so this figure just kind of brings me back to that time where I was a kid watching 1989 Batman. And the sculpting on this looks beautiful. The head sculpt looks fantastic. They somehow made a Joker figure anime-esque, but also movie accurate and pretty cute. That deserves a bunch of applause. I love the costume. I love the hat. I love the cane. He comes with the card. He comes with another faceplate with him smiling with a big old grin. I love that the mouth is actually sculpted in there and not just a pink blob. It comes with a bunch of money. He just like he's having a good time. I think the thing that sold this for me though had to have been this image right here with the glasses. Like, this kind of just made me think about all of the possibilities you have with this figure, and if you put this figure next to the Batman figure, it's a nice little set. Of course, I wish it was not as expensive, but it's just a lot of fun to me. That's that. I'm more excited for this than the Iron Man figure, 100%. So please let me know, do these interest you at all? Did you even know about Nendoroids before this video? And I think a lot of people are kind of down with this. it's classic, right? New movies and animes get their Nendoroids, but when something is classic and as iconic as 89 Batman gets something, it's kind of hard not to jump on it because they don't get a lot of merchandise, especially now, so much later after the movie. For instance, if they made Nendoroid Ghostbusters for the new movie release, like if they made the classic Ghostbusters, 150% I'd be on it, right? I don't care about the price, just Nendoroid Ghostbusters, that's the dream. And let's get back to some anime stuff, and let's get into the Mcfarlane Endeavor and Lemillion figures that went up for pre-order this week. I don't have a lot to say about this, but I will say that their sculpting is getting so much better. Both Endeavor and Lemillion look great, they look the part. I think starting with Endeavor, I'm just so impressed with the amount of sculpt they have going on in here. It looks like they even took some liberties with the costume and added some fun little detailing on the actual suit. The fire looks pretty good. It's a clear translucent plastic, which I guess I would have rather have it painted, but I'm fine with it looking this way as well. It's $20, and if you're thinking that the Amazing Yamaguchi is going to be too expensive for you, this is a great way to go. It's 7 inches, and let's talk about that. So Mcfarlane figures, the My Hero figure line, but in general, have 2 huge problems for me. First problem being, they're 7 inches, so they don't fit correctly into your displays. The second problem is, he comes with no accessories, and the accessories he does have are just his hands, I guess. He comes with a left fist and a right trigger holding hand. That's super strange. But if you love Endeavor, and if you're just looking for a cheap figure to have on your desk or a little thing on your shelf, this is a great way to go. Lemillion, I feel very similarly too. I think the Lemillion sculpt is beautiful, but yeah, it has the same issue. It's going to be 7 inches. I can already tell that his legs are way too long, so he's just going to look too big. He's going to be taller than my Amazing Yamaguchi All Might, which is an issue. Now, he does come with more accessories, and by that I mean he comes with 2 pairs of hands. So he comes with these fists, and then he comes with a left grabbing hand and a right trigger finger hand. Why? Why does he need a gun? That is so peculiar to me. Another thing to note here is that on the back of the box, it does show the figure without the helmet, the goggles, but nowhere in their promo images does it show him not having that. Maybe you can take them off, but I'm pretty sure that's like part of the sculpt. Anyway, these figures look great, don't get me wrong, I love the sculpt, and if Lemillion is smaller than I think, I'll have to pick him up and put him in the display, but these are figures that I don't think I can truly fall in love with just because of their size and their lack of accessories. But the price is really great. And the last thing I want to touch on is just a photo. Vtoys. So Vtoys is a company that has produced a body that a lot of customizers use for their projects. It is a Vtoys body, obviously. The Vtoys 1/12 action figure body 0. It's just a highly articulated, well-proportioned naked body that you can do anything you want with. That's probably their biggest hit right now, but they've also put out this 1/12 scale Robin figure. It's kind of like a cyberpunky figure. It looks really great. And I guess they have this Batman Death Knight figure coming out, which I think is officially licensed by DC, so they got real licensing for this. At least on their website it says that they've worked with these companies. So the last 2 images that they've put up on their website have been Superman related. It's just a great time to be a Superman fan, and it looks like projects that they're working on, and forgive me for saying this, but they kick Mezco's ass. So let's talk about this BMS 1/12 collectible action figure. It is a Kingdom Come Superman figure, and who knows if this is being made by them. This could just be a custom of sorts. This could just be a little thing that one of them did on the side. But if it is coming into reality, and if this is somehow going to be released one day, this figure looks perfect. Perfect to me. The proportions specifically stand out to me. I love Mezco, don't get me wrong, but their proportions are a little bit whack, especially in their movie figures. I think for the comic book stuff, it makes sense and it works out, but with their movie figures, they have these weird bony shoulders that pop out and protrude, and this figure doesn't have that issue. This figure looks fantastic. The suit as well looks amazing, and it's a 1/12 scale thing. It's like that big. So I'm just really excited about this I'm excited about the prospect of it, at least, and what could come from it. And a lot of people seem to be excited as well. And then today, 6 hours ago, as the time of recording this, they released this image. BMS 1/12 collectible action figure. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's just... wow. Again, not sure if this is being made, although if you go back into their Instagram, you can see that they were working on like the textures of this suit in March. So that could be, this could be something that's coming. And it looks, again, it looks beautiful. And the reason for it, I think, is the proportions. The proportions look more natural. It looks like a real mini Hot Toys now. Don't get me wrong. I love my Mezco. Okay, I have the Mezco Superman. It's one of my favorite figures in my collection. But if this can do Mezco, if this can do what Mezco does but better, I'll have no choice but to support them. And here's the thing with that, is that Mezco had to make that figure in 2016, all right? They've come a long way since then. They've listened to the fans, they're trying to do things better. So with a new company coming in and making stuff, they have the benefit of looking back to that old figure. 100% they own that Mezco, and they probably stole the pattern from them and are just reworking it to fit their body. So I love them both. This looks fantastic, and that's the end of this Let's Talk. So if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I'm not being facetious with that. It does. We're almost at 500 subscribers, and I would love to hit 500 by the end of August, so please help out with that. Stay tuned for more content, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.